Hello and welcome to Hysteria. I'm Erin Ryan.
And I'm Alyssa Mastromonaco.
Alyssa, boring question. How much is gas there?
Erin, last I filled up my tank, it was $4.59 a gallon for unleaded cash, not credit.
Oh my goodness. That is so much cheaper than it is in California. It was like $6.25 at the cheap gas station where there's always a line.
I've seen people reporting live from gas stations in LA.
Yeah, it's not cheap, and there's a lot of people who have to drive here. We kind of planned the whole city around driving, so
it's not great.
Not great. I feel like there's all these signs from the universe or signs from circumstance that we should be driving less as a society. Gas prices are crazy. Everybody prefers to work remotely.
Yeah, totally. Good point.
Why don't we just? I feel like driving less might be the solution.
I'm for it. I don't love to drive, so find me ways.
I'm for it also, but I do love a road trip. So I hope the gas prices come down in time for the next one. Alyssa, it is with a heavy heart that I report that the Republicans are at it again.
They are the busiest bitches in politics.
They're busy at not helping anybody. That's the thing. Like, they're busy making laws that nobody asked for and help nobody instead of doing what they should be doing, which is govern their fucking states.
Nefarious as hell.
It's extremely nefarious. Thank you. Extremely nefarious. So there's a new wave of laws put forth, of course, by conservatives who are, again, not governing. They're doing this instead. Conservative lawmakers across the U.S. are attempting to restrict access to abortion and gender-affirming medical care for trans youth by allowing lawsuits to be filed against anybody who helps them. But now they're trying to make it so it's illegal to travel across state lines in order to obtain that care. What do you make of this? Do you think are these like enforceable laws?
No, I mean, they're not enforceable. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's unconstitutional to restrict interstate travel, right?
But also, I mean, Erin, it is like all of these Republicans, I don't know, during COVID didn't have a lot of places to go. So they sat home watching episodes of Dog the Bounty Hunter. And they're like, you know what? This is the way we should do politics. Let's just eliminate everything that everybody can do. And let's try to put bounties on them and be like, anybody. I mean, they did this with SB 8. They're trying to do it with this law, which is like, if you see someone go into a Planned Parenthood, and you can see through the window and see who the receptionist was, you can charge that person as, I don't know, a felony, whatever the fuck it is they're trying to do here. I mean, look, we have the Supreme Court to thank for this because they didn't want to address SB 8. And you said it, Erin, because you're a fucking witch. You said it then, we talked about it at the time, that this was going to spread like wildfire to all kinds of other things.
Yep.
And guess what? You were fucking right, except it only took like 2 months instead of 2 years for it to start happening.
Right. So the Supreme Court is going to have to unfuck that at some point in the near future, because otherwise we're going to have just like this nation of bounties. I think California is and from the liberal side too. California was attempting a law where you could sue somebody for having an illegal firearm, I believe. There's also, I think there's a lot of stuff that we should be able to sue people over. If we can just sue willy-nilly. Like, you should be able to sue a church for preaching politics from the pulpit. You should be able to get their tax-exempt status revoked by suing them. I think.
Why not?
I mean, if it's constitutional to just be an enforcer, like, everyone wants to be a goddamn cop. I thought that we had shamed Karens out of existence, but no. All we did was give people ideas to make Karening a way of life. I just don't understand it. Like, I've got some problems with the gendered nature of Karen. I also have some problems with the fact that it rhymes with Erin. So when I give my name places now, I have to be like Erin with an E so that people aren't like, there's a Karen here. But like, speaking of Karens, I wanted to flag one particular Karen.
She's a bad Karen.
Bad Karen. Mary Elizabeth Coleman. Mary Elizabeth Karen Coleman, the Republican state representative behind a bill in Missouri that would make it illegal for people who are pregnant to travel out of state to get abortions. She's been trying to figure out how to stop people from getting out of state abortions since Planned Parenthood opened a clinic on the Illinois-Missouri border in 2019. She's a mother of 6, and she has had 2 nannies to help with her children. 2 nannies. Mary Elizabeth, mind your own fucking uterus.
Yeah.
Mind your own uterus. Like, you want 6 kids, you want to, hire 2 nannies to help with them, you go for it. I'm pro-choice. I believe that is your right. I hope you're paying your nannies well. That's
also, could you imagine, Erin, the problems on this planet that could be solved if people like Mary Elizabeth Karen Coleman put their energy towards solving actual problems? I mean, she literally says in this article, like, I have been working for years to figure out how to track people across state lines. It's like, what? What?
Yeah.
You have a nanny come over so you can free up your time to think about that?
It's just like the worst kind of person. Least empathy.
No empathy.
Least ability to solve actual problems. You want people to have fewer abortions. Improve the conditions under which people become mothers. Go after maternal mortality. Go after Black maternal mortality, which is a shameful public health problem in this country. You want to, make it so that mothers go for family leave. Promote family leave. 76% of people across party lines believe in paid family leave. If paid family leave existed, it would be a lot more attractive for a lot of people to have children, to have more children. I know people that have stopped having children, wanted to have 1 or 2 more, but can't because they can't afford it. They don't know how to take time off from work. They don't, teachers are buying short-term disability insurance in order to afford to stay home with their babies for more than 6 weeks. Like,
get a better cause, Coleman, get a better cause.
It's like trying to fix a leak in a roof by making it illegal to repair the leak. I don't know. It's a not very well thought out analogy, but this makes me black out with rage. So the thing is, these laws that are denying trans youth gender-affirming care and attempting to prevent them from traveling across state lines to do so, which is unconstitutional, and attempting to prevent people from traveling for abortions, also unconstitutional. I think, like with a lot of insane laws, they're not expected to go into effect, but rather slowly chip away at the Constitution, slowly chip away and create precedent where, maybe in 5 years, one of these is going to hit the Supreme Court and some part of it is going to be upheld. Okay, and then we'll take that and build from there and build from there and build from there. That's the Karen way. Karens play the long game, man. I mean, they're not always just
They play the long game. And also, any of these bills even being discussed, like, some of them aren't becoming law, but the one in Missouri passed through the House there, like, with flying colors. And it is enough to confuse people who live in these states about what the actual state of their ability to get reproductive care is.
Yeah, and Missouri's got bigger problems. Wasn't their governor, like their recent governor, like a full-on sex criminal?
Something like that.
And now he's trying to run for Senate. Like, get your house in order, guys, please, because
stop trying to cross state lines.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to another story. We have a toast this week.
Do have a toast.
We have a toast, and I can't pronounce
it. Yeah, I can't either. I tried so hard.
Marina Ovsyannikova.
I think that's as close as we're going to get. And Marina, no disrespect.
No.
We're here to toast you. So just understand.
It is a long name with Russian consonant combinations that I'm not used to pronouncing.
No.
Especially from sight reading. So apologies for the mispronouncing of the last name. But on Monday, Marina appeared on the set of Russian state TV's flagship channel, Channel 1, basically the Fox News of Russia, on their evening news program, chanting "Stop the War" and denouncing government propaganda. It was a huge moment Before she stormed the set of Channel 1, she recorded a video message in which she said her father is Ukrainian and her mother's Russian. She described the war in Ukraine as a crime and urged Russian people to publicly demonstrate against it. She's an editor-producer at Channel 1, so she's not like an intern who...
No, this is her livelihood.
She took her career and lit it on fire for this. And she said, unfortunately, I've been working at Channel 1 during recent years, working on Kremlin propaganda. I know I'm very ashamed. I'm ashamed that I've allowed the lies to be said on TV screens, and I'm ashamed that I let the Russian people be zombified.
Zombified.
So what happened to Marina?
Marina was fined. She was seen in a Moscow court, and she was fined 30,000 rubles, which, Erin, is about $280.
That's not very much.
It's not very much. It feels like we should watch this space because I feel like this is not the last thing that may happen to her for doing something so in the face of the Kremlin.
Yeah.
But, or maybe the Moscow court was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, maybe we gotta get Marina out of there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Get her out of there and get her maybe a haircut, a dye job. Not no slam on her looks. I'm just saying.
No, she may just
give her
a different look.
Give her the witness protection treatment. Put her in a town where nobody would expect to see her. Probably in Iowa, I think would be a good spot for her.
I think she'd like it. Climate's about the same.
Yeah. Is it?
I don't know. I just made that up.
I was like, I feel like maybe that would be more Great Plains. But then I was like, oh, Erin, you're being pedantic. You're responding.
Oh, no, I was just making it up.
Okay. But yeah, get her somewhere safe. Let her live a nice life. You know, I'm sure there's local news that she could edit and produce in Iowa.
Totally. Where she doesn't have to like run on the stage.
Yeah. But that's a big toast for her. She really risked a lot to send that message to the Russian people. I feel like it's really important to remember the Ukrainian people are being subjected to horrible inhumanity by Russian troops. Russian people are not all behind that inhumanity. So, Marina, a toast to you, and I hope that you're just one of several brave people in Russia who are using their platform to stand up against the government. We still have to tell you what we're feeling petty about this week. I can go first because mine is like an actual petty story about pettiness. So my husband, Josh, is a big sports fan. Of course he is. His name is Josh. Every Josh is into sports. Otherwise, they take your Josh card away and they make you go by Joshua. So Josh is really into sports, but like most sports fans, he's really into making these big sweeping prognostications about things that haven't happened yet. One, I think that talking about sports during the off season is the same as celebrity gossip, and I cannot be told otherwise. It is men doing celebrity gossip. Second thing is a petty thing that I really like to do with my husband is I like to, when he makes a big statement that's like totally unverifiable based on nothing, I'll write it down in a note called Josh's Sports. And when one of them turns out to be really wrong, I will pull it up and read it back to him.
Oh,
so
that is petty as fuck.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's funny because a lot of times it's him being like neurotic about the Pittsburgh Steelers, his favorite team. But like before the Steelers' first game this last year, he said the Steelers will get destroyed by the Buffalo Bills. And like he was immediately proven wrong. But the latest one that he said was, I love Utah, but Utah is not going to win a championship in our lifetime. He's talking about the Jazz. Does Utah deserve a championship? I don't know. So I'm just saying that into the radio now, into the microphone now, so that is on record because I think he's wrong and I think it's going to be really funny when my pettiness proves that he's wrong. That's what I feel petty about this week. Alyssa, you want to go next?
Yeah, I feel petty about people on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here we go. Mm-hmm. So earlier this week, a news anchor tweeted about oil prices and how they were down to less than $100 a barrel. And so all these people start responding to her tweet. And this one man, this nice man, who owns one gas station, replied to her and was like, I can't lower my gas prices till I receive a new shipment, a new load of gas. You guys, what drew me to his tweet was that he had so many replies. So I clicked on him, and he had exactly 55 followers. And all of these people decided to ratio this man who owned a gas station, and they had no information. They were tweeting at him like he was the chairman of Exxon Mobil. They were like, what are you doing? You're part of the problem. You should stop. One person was like, you should stop selling gas. Okay? You fucking assholes. First of all, most mom and pop gas owners make most of their money from pretzels and soda and cigarettes. They don't make a huge fucking margin on the gas. And so anyway, I just really feel like if you want to reply to someone that you don't know, just click their bio link. I have to be honest, I'm saying to do it because I do it all the time. This is just a nice man who's on Twitter. I looked at all the things he had retweeted in the past. He's a nice man. And anyway, I just felt really fucking gross. And eventually people started supporting him and being like, yo, you guys are being awful. But it is we talk about it all the time. The mob mentality is unbelievable. And the fact that people can't stop, drop, and roll and take 2 seconds before they're like, let's try to ratio this mom and pop gas station owner into oblivion is repulsive. And I think people should do better.
Yeah. My only exception to that rule is a person who's like a really awful misogynist saying something like
this is different. He was giving information based on personal experience about a gas station. Like it was
poor guy.
If he had tweeted in response to SB 8 and said why people should be able to bounty hunt people getting abortions, that would be different. He'd be taking a political stand. This man was just talking about filling gas tanks.
We just need a few more SB 8s in largely populated states before women are like, you know what? Not going to have sex with men anymore. Not worth it.
Well, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me.
They make great toys.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine. Okay, Megan, what are you feeling petty about this week?
Oh boy, both of your I feel petties were very triggering for me. I've been taken over by Novak Djokovic bots on the last few days. Oh my gosh, they have been saying prayers for my baby.
Oh no.
So I guess my all-encompassing I feel petty is everyone seems like they've lost their fucking mind. And I know that we're like tiptoeing back out into the world. And I just have seen some of it's not even worst behavior, craziest behavior, people talking at a volume so loud. A man was saying the Twin Towers, and he was like having a conversation, but it was like, that's so loud to be yelling the Twin Towers. And this was next to a man in a full ghost costume screaming about Jesus. And I was like, he seems more normal than you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this all happening in Highland Park?
This is happening at airports, at grocery stores. Everywhere I go, there's someone who is on their absolute worst behavior. And it's like, I think we all and it's on Twitter, and it's definitely happening in sports. Fuck Deshaun Watson. So it's like, everybody just needs to take it. He's a
rapist.
Allegedly. There's some massage issues. The thing is, if a woman 5 weeks from giving birth is having more patience than you done fucked up. So take a breath. You're gonna be fine. I know gas is expensive. I know shit is crazy. Get a snack, get some water, and calm the fuck down.
Okay, you know what? That kind of dovetails with this giant conspiracy theory I've subscribed to that keeps getting proven right, which is they did this giant assessment of people's blood, and they found that 90% of people born before 1981 have low-grade lead poisoning, which causes.
I remember you telling me this.
Yes, which causes in a lot of people increased aggression, decreased empathy. So there is a reason. Yeah, especially in men. But yeah, it causes all these problems. And that's from the gas. That's from people burning leaded gasoline, just breathing it in.
And that brings up another point. Donate blood if you can, because there is a shortage. And they keep contacting me. The only people contacting me are the Red Cross and my weed dealer. And it's like, I can't go to either of you, okay? So I need other people dealing with them.
Okay, that's a great tip. Donate blood if you've got the blood to donate. Stacy.
And then get high.
And then get high
high.
in honor of
And
Megan.
by meat dealer, I mean dispensary, obviously. But they email so much, and it's like, listen, I know I want to get high on St. Patrick's Day. I really can't totally, though.
Stacey, what are you feeling petty about this week?
Oh God, now I feel like in comparison, my petty things aren't really that petty. I mean, I guess like the one thing that I would say that is driving me, like overall been driving me crazy as we talk about Russia and Ukraine is that, where our dependence on oil, and Alyssa, this kind of dovetails with what you were talking about, is like so unnecessary if we just had fucking clean energy. So like, all of this, like trying to keep Putin, stable, or like our relationship with Russia stable because we need oil, really has a much smarter fix than the one, and anyone is actually discussing. So that really pisses me off. But that's not petty. I feel like everybody's pissed off about that. It's like, it's real pissed off. It's not petty pissed off. What I am petty pissed off about is the fact that all women news anchors are forced to wear solid colors. And to me, that is just, it just reduces any kind of individual style that you can have on television. That would be my petty thing.
That's good. I agree.
That's really good. Stacey, I used to do a lot of on-camera stuff at like HLN and CNN and MSNBC back in New York, and it was fun. I would wear patterns because I wasn't the anchor. I would just I would be the guest. But I would do Rent the Runway because that way I would have like a variety of outfits to wear, and I would like notice like Brooke Baldwin wearing something that I had just I know where she got that. I know where she got that. I know. And it's like you would see the same, like sometimes if you have the app or whatever, you'll see I recognize where that's from. Yeah. I know where that's from.
There's an Amazon dress that became like pseudo famous because it was the perfect weather girl dress. And so like hundreds of weather girls were wearing it and posting it.
Is it a solid color?
Yes, of course. And it comes in like 8 different colors. It's got like a little ruching on the side.
Oh, I know that
perfect length. Yes.
Stacey, what's your favorite pattern for like 2022? Do you have a favorite pattern that you'd like to see?
Well, I always love a stripe. I mean, I always love a stripe. That's like sort of, I don't know, from the 80s. I don't know what that's about. And I'll never say no to houndstooth, but I always find houndstooth is nicer in the winter than the summer. In the summer, it doesn't make sense to me. We always see, florals for spring, groundbreaking. Everybody knows that. But what I really like right now is embroidery. Like any kind of, I don't care what the pattern is, but I love it to be embroidered on something like cotton or silk for spring. I think is gorgeous.
Ooh, I love that too. I'll have to learn how to embroider things so that I can be sustainable.
I'd outsource that, Erin.
That feels like a job for Etsy.
That feels like an outsource. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.